21 or older, don't play the game with your girlfriend. Because it might get messy. It's called Russian roulette.
But we're never in a setting where he can be like, yeah, let me, you know what I'm saying? Like, we ain't never in.
So what you be saying? Are you a cheater?
Am I a cheater?
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't say I'm a cheater. I cheated, though.
Did you cheat on Ari with Taina?
Yeah.
Hold up. Did G Herbo really hook up with Young Miami's Bestie? And now Young Miami is calling him out while her friendship with Ari Fletcher is completely falling apart. This drama's got betrayal, secrets, and some serious loyalty violations. But that's not all. G Herbo didn't just sit back, he clapped back hard. And it's getting messier by the minute. Let's get into it, because you won't believe how this all went down. Let's rewind for a second. Over the past year, Ari Fletcher and Young Miami seemed like the ultimate duo. They were always spotted together, from hitting up the hottest clubs to sharing hilarious behind-the-scenes moments on social media. Their chemistry was undeniable, and they weren't just friends. They moved like sisters, always hyping each other up and showing love. One of their most iconic moments on Young Miami's show, Caresha Please. Fans went crazy when the two shared a kiss live on air, showing just how close and comfortable they were. That moment didn't just go viral, it solidified them as one of the most talked about friendships in the game. From wild nights popping bottles to serving looks on Instagram, it felt like their connection was unbreakable. They gave off that vibe of women who always had each other's backs, no questions asked. But behind the scenes, things weren't as perfect as they seemed. Cracks started forming in their friendship, and now it's impossible to ignore. Allegations of betrayal, secrets, and baby daddy drama are flipping the script entirely. What looked like a sisterhood is now one of the messiest fallouts in the industry. So, what caused all this chaos? It all comes back to G Herbo. For those who don't know, G Herbo is Ari Fletcher's ex and the father of her son Yosun. And if you've been keeping up, you already know his history with Ari and his most recent ex, Taina Williams, who is the mother of his two youngest kids. Their drama has been wild enough to deserve its own reality show. Here's a quick recap. Ari has called Taina out publicly multiple times, accusing her of mistreating Yosun while he was in her care. Things hit a boiling point when Ari made those allegations in early 2022, which Taina denied, saying she loves Yosun like her own. And if that wasn't messy enough, G Herbo admitted to cheating on Ari with Taina, making their already strained relationship even worse. But that's not all. This time, the drama involves someone unexpected, Momo, Young Miami's bestie. Allegedly, Momo started secretly seeing G Herbo behind Ari's back. Yep, the same Momo who was always spotted in Ari and Young Miami's inner circle. And here's where it gets worse. Rumor has it Young Miami knew about the secret relationship the whole time and didn't say a word. Imagine finding out that not only is someone in your circle hooking up with your ex, but your so-called best friend stayed silent about it. For Ari, this was a double betrayal. Momo's actions, and Young Miami breaking the unspoken loyalty code. It's messy, y'all, and G Herbo, he's right in the middle of it, making things even worse. When Ari found out about Momo and G Herbo, it was game over. And listen, Ari didn't just explode in a fit of rage, she played it cool, calculated even. According to rumors, she didn't confront Young Miami publicly or drag her online. Nope, Ari decided to move differently. And honestly, it's giving chess, not checkers. Word on the street is that Ari started cozying up to none other than G Herbo and Taina, the same people at the center of all the drama. She was spotted reconnecting with her ex and the woman he cheated on her with. To many, this was a power move, a loud and clear message. If you're okay with your bestie sneaking around with my baby daddy, then watch me get cozy with your enemies. And obviously, this didn't sit right with Young Miami. Allegedly, she called Ari out for stirring the pot instead of addressing the situation head-on. Miami reportedly felt like all these games were unnecessary and only made an already messy situation worse. But for Ari, this wasn't just about playing games. It was about the principle. In her eyes, Young Miami's silence about Momo's relationship with G Herbo wasn't something she could forgive. To Ari, it felt like the ultimate betrayal. Loyalty is everything in friendships, and Young Miami's decision to stay quiet, yeah, that was a deal breaker. Now, Young Miami hasn't directly addressed the drama, but her actions? Oh, they're saying a lot. Fans are already piecing things together, and the pattern is looking a little sketchy. One thing's for sure, Miami knows how to prioritize herself over loyalty. Let's look at her recent situationship with Diddy. When his legal troubles started hitting the headlines, Young Miami wasted no time creating distance. She casually announced during the season 2 premiere of Caresha Please that their relationship was over. Just like that, she let the world know she wasn't sticking around for the fallout.
You back in your bag.
Back in my bag.
Stay in your bag. Stay in your bag.
You know you could fall out your bag, but you could get back in it though too.
And it's not just Diddy facing heat. Young Miami's name has also come up in the growing pile of allegations against him. According to a lawsuit filed by a Jane Doe, Miami, whose real name is Caresha Brownlee, allegedly harassed one of Diddy's accusers. The lawsuit claims Young Miami repeatedly called the victim, urging her to have an abobo after Diddy allegedly impregnated her.
I would never put myself in that position. I don't stand for domestic violence. I'm just not going for that.
So do you feel like with dating Diddy, like, was it a business relationship? Do you feel like it was beneficial for you?
I feel like it was beneficial for both of us.
Now, Young Miami hasn't publicly commented on these accusations, but fans are connecting the dots. Her involvement raises some serious questions. Was she complicit in Diddy's alleged behavior, or was she just another pawn in his messy game? Either way, this whole situation has fans looking at her sideways, questioning her actions and intentions during her time with Diddy. Here's where things get even more tangled. The ongoing lawsuit against Diddy has opened the door to even more allegations. And now, Young Miami's name is being dragged into the mix. According to the lawsuit, the victim allegedly chose not to pursue legal action sooner because of threats she received from a woman. And guess what? Fans and critics are pointing fingers at Young Miami, suggesting she could have been involved in silencing the victim. Even Jaguar Wright, who's never shy about calling out industry secrets, has chimed in. She's openly accused Miami of playing a much bigger role in Diddy's world than she's letting on. This isn't just about her being in the wrong place at the wrong time. These allegations imply that Miami might have been actively involved in keeping things under wraps.
Like when I think of the title of her show, I'm like, is that what your victims be saying? Caresha Please?
Oh, man. Damn. Okay.
Please, Caresha, stop, Caresha, please.
To make things worse, Miami's close relationship with Diddy puts her right in the center of this storm. Her proximity to his alleged crimes has fans questioning whether she's just an innocent bystander or part of a larger machine. And the more these rumors grow, the harder it's becoming for her to stay out of the spotlight. Now, let's talk about Ari Fletcher, because her actions in all of this are starting to look less emotional and more calculated. While everyone's focusing on G Herbo as the main cause of her fallout with Young Miami, the timing of it all feels too perfect to ignore. With Diddy facing lawsuits and Young Miami allegedly being connected to them, Ari might see this as the perfect moment to cut ties. Think about it. Ari's been in her fair share of messy situations, but aligning herself with someone at the center of legal battles and accusations, that's a whole different level of drama she likely wants no part of. And it's not just about the lawsuits. Ari's decision to distance herself from Miami might also come down to her disappointment in their friendship. The Momo situation highlighted what Ari sees as Miami's look out for number one attitude. For someone like Ari, who values loyalty above all else, Miami's silence about Momo and G Herbo probably felt like another example of putting herself first. Before the drama popped off, Young Miami and G Herbo had a vibe that was hard to ignore. Their interactions weren't just casual industry encounters. They looked more like two people who genuinely got along. So, when things went left with the Momo situation, it hit harder because, well, these two seemed cool.
I'm gonna take a shot with you.
We're gonna take a shot. So before we get into the smoke, we're gonna talk about fatherhood. How would you say fatherhood changed you? Because you was like an active father.
Yeah.
Let's not forget, back in December 2022, G Herbo appeared on Young Miami's show, Caresha Please. That wasn't just any interview. It was one of the most talked about episodes of the season. The way Miami and Herbo clicked during that conversation, it had fans talking about their chemistry long before the drama. During their sit-down, they dove into one of the hardest parts of being in the music industry, staying faithful. Touring, as Herbo described, comes with its own challenges. Temptation is everywhere, and it doesn't take long to find trouble if you're not careful. He admitted it's easy to fall into bad habits when you're constantly surrounded by distractions.
Yeah, it is. Cause like as a man, you're gonna be exposed to so much. You feel what I'm saying? Like, especially in this industry, you're gonna be exposed to so temptation gonna be at you 1,000 miles a minute. You feel what I'm saying? That's just if you are.
At the time, Miami listened and even laughed along with him. But now, looking back, it feels like this conversation was a warning she didn't take seriously. Herbo was upfront about the struggles that come with being in his position, but that's not all. He didn't sugarcoat the realities of being in the public eye and how it could affect relationships. The irony? Miami seemed to understand, yet still let herself get tangled up in this web when it hit close to home. On the same episode, Herbo showed a more personal side when he talked about being a dad. He explained how much fatherhood had changed his perspective on life and gave him a sense of purpose he didn't have before. It was clear that he cared deeply for his kids and wanted to be the best version of himself for them.
Fatherhood changed me drastically. So it's like, I was wild before I had kids. Like, I wouldn't say like wild, but I ain't really like, I feel like I ain't really had too much purpose. You know what I'm saying? Like, my kids gave me purpose. Like.
But here's the thing. While Herbo spoke about the importance of his youngins, his actions often seemed to contradict the maturity he claimed fatherhood brought him. Sure, he sounded like he was in a good place during that conversation, but as the Momo situation proves, old habits die hard. And to make things worse, his connection with Young Miami only added another layer of complexity to the fallout.
Did you want 3 kids? Like, did you think you was gonna have kids back to back? Like,
I did want kids. I wanted multiple kids, but hell no, I don't think I was gonna have 3 kids.
Miami didn't shy away from bringing up Herbo's history with Ari Fletcher. Their relationship was messy, and the cheating allegations were no secret. Herbo owned up to his mistakes, admitting that he wasn't proud of the way he handled things back then. He mentioned the personal struggles he was dealing with during that time, but the bottom line was clear. He crossed the line, and he knew it.
I was young, I was dumb. I didn't know no better, man. I was just doing shit. I was just, you feel me, like just cheating.
At the time, Miami didn't seem judgmental. If anything, she approached the conversation with understanding, even acknowledging some of the difficulties Ari was going through at the time. But now, with everything that's come out, fans are side-eyeing Miami. She knew Herbo's track record, she listened to him explain his mistakes, and yet she still stayed quiet when he started getting involved with Momo.
are you a cheater?
Am I a cheater?
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't say I'm a cheater. I cheated though.
Did you cheat on Ari with Taina?
Yeah.
Their conversation also touched on some of the double standards that exist when it comes to cheating. Herbo talked about how men and women view stepping out differently, claiming that men often don't have feelings involved, while women tend to form emotional connections. Miami seemed intrigued by his perspective, even teasing him about whether he'd ever been caught in the act.
Men don't have feelings involved. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I know me personally, I ain't never had feelings involved with another woman, especially while I'm with my woman, you feel what I'm saying?
The way they joked and laughed during this part of the episode showed how close they were. It wasn't just a professional interaction, it was personal. But that's not all. This level of comfort is exactly why fans are struggling to understand Miami's silence during the Momo drama. If she and Herbo were really this cool, why didn't she speak up when she saw things going left? Looking back at their episode, it's clear Miami and Herbo had a connection that went beyond surface-level interviews. They laughed, shared personal stories, and even talked about their families and relationships in a way that felt authentic. That's why this fallout hits harder. It's not just about Momo sneaking around with Herbo, it's about Miami's role in all of it.
Me being a man and taking into consideration of just like life and the way shit go, yeah, I would. If I'm still in love with my woman, I'm taking my woman back. I need my bitch back, I'm taking her back.
To make matters worse, Miami's close bond with Herbo makes her silence feel like a betrayal to Ari. She wasn't some random bystander. She knew Herbo's past, his struggles, and how his actions affected people. For her to keep quiet when Momo got involved with him, it's messy, and it's left fans questioning her loyalty. When you really break it down, Young Miami played a major role in how this entire situation spiraled out of control. Let's not forget, she had front row seats to G Herbo's messy relationship history. From his cheating scandals with Ari to his complicated co-parenting situation, Miami knew exactly who G Herbo was. Yet, when her friend Momo started creeping with him, Miami stayed silent. That silence wasn't just a betrayal to Ari. It practically enabled the situation to escalate. By not stepping in or at least giving Ari a heads up, Miami allowed things to play out in the worst way possible. And now, her lack of action is part of what turned her once close friendship with Ari into a full-blown fallout. But it gets even messier. Miami's alleged frustration with G Herbo dating her friend feels out of place. If anything, she helped set the stage for this drama by not addressing the situation when it first started. It's hard not to see her as the catalyst for the tension between Ari and G Herbo, and ultimately, for the sour turn her relationship with Ari has taken. Here's where it gets weird. Allegedly, young Miami isn't happy seeing G Herbo with Momo, her friend. But let's not ignore the fact that Miami's already moved on in her personal life. After her split with Diddy, she's been sparking dating rumors with none other than NFL star Stefon Diggs. Miami was spotted celebrating Stefon's 31st birthday at Carbone, Miami, and their cozy vibe had fans convinced something's brewing between them. So, if Miami's out here enjoying her time with a new man, why would she feel some type of way about G Herbo and Momo? It's giving double standards, and fans are definitely side-eyeing her reaction. If she's got her own situationship going on, why does it even matter what Herbo and Momo are doing? The whole thing just doesn't add up. Y'all, this situation is messy on every level, and I've got to ask, do you think young Miami had a bigger role in this drama than she's letting on? Is it fair for her to allegedly feel some type of way about G Herbo and her friend Momo when she's rumored to be dating Stefon Diggs? And most importantly, was Ari Fletcher right to cut ties with Miami, or is she overreacting? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below because this one's got everybody talking. And hey, if you enjoyed this breakdown, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and don't forget to check out the next video on your end screen. It's even more revealing than this one. You definitely don't want to miss it.